and welcome into Nick at Night. I am Nicole Allshouse, joined by Hoover's Mayor, Mr. Nick Derzis. 218 days ago, this journey began. When we started Nick at Night, we had 10 episodes totaling 4 hours of complete content that you were able to all watch and support Nick along the journey. Now here we are, 350,000 views later, and we all know what happened. Mr. Derzis, Mayor Derzis declared victory August 26, 2025. And we're back on the horse, Mayor. What do you think?
Wow, it feels like I thought it would. Very, very busy, very, very busy. But Nicole, the last 80 days since I've took office, it's about one thing. We want to set the tone for the city. I told my people during the campaign that I'm not a politician in a traditional sense. They say I don't dress like one. So when I decided to run, I told my supporters, you're going to have the same values, the same work ethic, the same excellence that I think I brought to law enforcement for 4 decades. So, these 80 days have been about putting the right people in the right place to make sure we got them right seats, addressing urgent problems, and really moving with purpose.
I was going to say, I've read so much about the team because building the team was the first thing that you really did when you took office.
Yes, it actually started looking at it during the transition time. And, you got to restore excellence with people that share your same vision. Ken Grimes now is our economic development. Brian Munger, we brought him in as our city administrator, brought back Munoz Lopez as our CFO. Scott Promer joined us as a city engineer. Clay Bentley was our fire chief. He continues on, he's a great leader. And I appointed Clay Morse as our new police chief. He brought 20 years of service from the federal government, 3 years as a local police chief, and he's focused on what I want. I want to make sure that our community stays safe.
Well, and speaking of community, you recently had your State of the City. So many of you watched it, a massive turnout for State of the City as well. Part of the messaging that night was promises made, promises kept.
Yes, absolutely. We passed our budget in December. With priorities that we reflected on. Restored full funding to our police and fire department. Public safety is not an expense. It's the foundation of everything that we do. We fixed a dangerous situation with our fire stations at Ross Bridge and Greystone. We talked about that medical transport calls came out that they closed those fire stations. So that's not acceptable, so that's being fixed. We're sending 100% of our front door fees now back to the schools, which they were told that would happen. About $850,000 a year, which will be fantastic. And we've directed our hotel bed fee that was supposed to be for tourism. We're going to use it for tourism just like we promised.
That's amazing. And I've talked to so many residents, and people say you are a breath of fresh air, is how I've heard you referred to, which is such a compliment, really. Now, interestingly enough, you've always said from the beginning, I will fight for the residents of Hoover. You've never wavered on that. And part of that fight could be a potential lawsuit.
Yes. And the SSUT lawsuit, Simplified Sales Tax, it could certainly cost us $10 million a year in tax revenue that should stay here, but it gets redirected elsewhere. We're doing Tuscaloosa, Mobile, Mountain Brook to fight for what's fair. And it's not political, it's stewardship. We're always going to fight for what belongs in Hoover.
That's amazing. And one other thing that was interesting, when we first started, if you guys watched the Nick at Night series from the beginning, you saw that we started at Patton Creek. And we looked at the empty buildings and the abandoned spaces. And that was one of your initiatives and one of the focal points. What's the update on that for our viewers at home?
Well, I've been on the phone with the owners of Patton Creek and the Galleria since literally the day after the election. We've been meeting, communicating. A recent study showed that with Galleria, we're losing about $9 million a year right now in income. So it's a situation where the surrounding area is not declining. Median income is rising. We've got over 100,000 people that pass that area literally every day. The vision is simple: restore Hoover to the premier retail destination that it used to be.
That's right. Get people here back in Hoover and to stay in Hoover and bring new families here and growth for the city.
Absolutely.
TikTok. I got to mention that because there's so many things and questions I have about TikTok when I heard that you may be on it.
Well, let me tell you, I made my debut after the State of the City, and I have never done a TikTok, didn't know what I was doing, and really, from day one, I said I tried new things, but I did not know that was the new thing that I'd be doing. Was I comfortable doing it? Absolutely not, but it was fun. The fact that two young people who had never done a TikTok either, which was funny. Stephanie, I was watching her while I was doing it, and she was hysterical. Miles Morgan and Reese Gonzalez, the two folks. I've not seen the TikTok yet, to be honest with you. So I don't know if they're going to put it on this or whatever, but I've not witnessed it yet.
People are going to be searching for it now that we've mentioned it. So we're going to have to put the handle up on the screen so everybody can follow the mayor. Let's get back on track here. Excellence, that's another pillar that you've always said that came from your years of police work, now as the city's mayor.
Absolutely.
Honoring Hoover residents is part of that excellence, correct?
It is, and it's something that I think that we want to do all the time in this administration. Dwight and Sandy Sandlin launched the Sandlin Foundation for Kids in Kindness. They've raised over $1.5 million and already distributed about $750,000. David Cohen, owner of the Whole Scoop, partnered with Jeff State to offer free customer service, Southern hospitality, Hoover style. A great job for him. Miles Morgan, raised in Hoover, Spain Park graduate, country music guy in Nashville now. Reese Gonzalez, 8th grader from Bumpus Middle School, the 7A cross-country champion who beat a 2-time defending champion who was a senior in high school. And Bruce and Chichi Ayers, owner of the Comedy Club. Bruce and Chichi have been friends of mine forever. They just sold to the Helium Comedy, which is a national chain. And then Chris Richards, who grew up in Hoover, named the U.S. Soccer Player of the Year. Couldn't be with us, his parents couldn't be with us, but he's Hoover raised. And to think a guy from Hoover, Alabama, the #1 soccer player in the country is really really phenomenal. And it was so much fun having those people there. I wish Chris could have joined us, but we'll honor him at some other point.
Well, you mentioned sports. I'm looking around the new office here. It's gorgeous, by the way. I see a lot of sport paraphernalia in here.
There'll be some sports paraphernalia. We got sports paraphernalia. We got some guns. It's back from the police era. And, that's who I am. And again, as I said when I ran, I'm going to be me. I am who I am. And it's been a great 80 days. I look forward to continuing our trek to make things happen. It's hard to believe to me that we sat down at that Patton Creek, sat on that bench, walked around a little bit, and a couple hundred days later, look where we are. I mean, it's been a great ride, and I appreciate you coming back in. We're going to continue these Naked Nights now, and we're going to have guests. We're going to have probably individuals from the community. We could have some elected officials, but it's going to be a fun year, and I appreciate you being part of it.
Well, I'm excited to be here, and for you at home watching this, make sure if you've got questions, the mayor has always been transparent when he was the mayor-elect. Obviously now as mayor, he's always answered your questions. So if you've got anything that you want to know, put it in the comment section, because we're going to be doing these Naked Nights for you every single month. And we're doing it for you, so you don't wonder what's going on with your tax dollars, with your city, with your neighbors, because he's keeping Hoover excellent. So thank you for joining us tonight.
Thank you.
Of course. We'll see you on the next Naked Night.
Looking forward to it, and stay tuned.